What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B Hot Radio Shout, and as always, I got my podcast partner up in this thing, OG Gangsta Wicked, aka Big Galaxy of Ghetto Mafia.
Yes, sir. I'm in the building. Saturday, big
What's
guy.
What's happening?
Me and Quincy Carter. Quincy Carter out of Decatur.
Yeah.
What's the quarterback for Southwest DeKalb?
Facts.
Then the Georgia Bulldogs.
Correct.
Then the Dallas Cowboys.
Sure enough.
We're getting together and doing a tailgate party for our Georgia Bulldogs.
Okay.
This Saturday at the Benz. They
here for
playing the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Okay then.
And the first person that come in the comments, my Alabama partners, and say "Roll Tide,"
Yeah.
I'm blocking them on my the Real Ghetto Mafia.
So you blocking people.
I got a lot of partners out of Alabama now, but this ain't the week for that.
This ain't the week for that.
Nah, go
Oh
Dogs.
my God! Oh my God! Now in trending news right now, Wick, they're saying that 50 Cent has dropped his Diddy documentary on Netflix. You know, it was supposed to drop at midnight earlier this morning, but some folks weren't able to see it. But I'm thinking that it's out now. And basically, from what I'm hearing, you know, Diddy's team has called some of the footage that's in the documentary, saying that it was illegal and stolen footage that was never authorized for release. And it appears to be shot by a videographer hired by Combs, capturing the mogul in his New York City hotel room on the phone with his longtime attorney, Mark Agnifilo. So really what they're saying is that, you know, some of this footage that they do have of Diddy talking about, you know, the trial and what was about to happen in the investigation, that footage wasn't even supposed to be out. It's been leaked and now it's in the documentary. And so now you got Diddy's lawyers trying to fight against what 50's doing as far as putting a documentary out. What are your thoughts on all of this so far, Wick? Are you going to be watching the documentary? I mean, where you at with it?
Absolutely not.
Why?
I think that, you know what I'm saying, right now, you know, I don't got tired of 50 mess. You know, matter of fact, I'm not calling him 50 today. Today he's Curtis.
Oh,
I'm
Lord.
tired of Curtis's mess.
See that.
You know, I think that we already have enough, you know, black on black crime out here, black on black crime. Where were the documentaries about Harvey Weinstein coming from 50? Where are the documentaries, you know, just for the other side? I was saying this same thing about Gail and Oprah. When, you know, you're going after R. Kelly, you're going after Michael Jackson, you're going after Kobe Bryant. You know, the way that Michael Jackson was dead, Michael actually gave Oprah her first big interview at Never Land. Broke her career. A lot of people didn't realize that.
Crazy.
Broke her career. Michael wasn't even doing interviews at the time because he was so big.
That's right.
But he brought a black woman in to Never Land, let her do an interview. The whole time he alive, she has nothing to say about him. Time he dies, then all of a sudden, she did the famous show where she brought in all the victims of everything, and Michael Jackson was the subject of everything. The black on black crime.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, I know there's gonna be a lot of people that they feed into drama. Our culture now has gotten to where, you know, the loudest in the room, everybody's trying to be the loudest in the room. You and I come from an era, you know, like in American Gangster, the loudest in the room is the weakest in the room.
Facts.
But that has changed now.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's trying to be the loudest in the room. Get the views, get the clicks, be cute out here.
Yeah.
You know, this nigga standing bow-legged. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to be bow-legged. You know what I'm saying? So to see this, you know, to see that 50 going this far to do a documentary. Okay, you don't like Diddy. There were some things that may have happened. There were some things I've heard happen with Baby Mama and with the liquor companies and blackball and all that. I get it. I know how ugly it get in business.
Yeah.
But you know, when you have a man down, the man has been acquitted of the two most serious charges.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, when I reflected on the entire Diddy case, to me, it was just he's just a freak. He's doing stuff that a lot of people have been doing out here, that Hollywood has been doing for years, that senators have been doing for years, that even our president was accused of. Our president was accused of paying off, a woman by the name of Stormy. You understand what I'm saying? So, to see that 50 would go, the extra mile for another black man to do a whole entire documentary to feed to us, to perpetuate the same cycle over and over again, black on black crime, that's where I'm drawing the line. Now, I know there's going to be some that's going to come in, because they like mess. They like drama. I put a post up this morning on the Real Ghetto Mafia, and it kind of pertains to this right here. I was telling my brothers and my sisters, and I'm talking to my sisters, if you're trying to come in my DM and mac a boss like me, you understand what I'm saying? Trying to catch a real player.
Yeah.
The worst thing you can do is come in there talking about your ex. He lame. He broke. He a junkie.
Yeah.
All this stuff. The one that you laid down in bed with. You're not gonna get a player like me. See that's for simps.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And in this situation right here, there's a lot of simps out there. So what they want to do is they want to, they got to get right to the Netflix to see what I got to see what he said about Puff Daddy. I got to see what he said.
Yeah.
I got to get the tea. They worse than women.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? I look at those as female traits. So therefore, no, I will not be sitting in as much as it is my job to understand what is going on, and I'm supposed to, watch these type of documentaries so that when I come in here, I have an educated argument to you about it. But this is one of the times right here that I don't want to see it. It was painful to watch, even though R. Kelly was, he was living wild.
Yeah.
He was doing a lot of things. But to sit there and see a black woman, break him all the way down to the lowest, common denominator, not even coming from the other side. Our people get put up, on in these positions to tear down another black person. It's not, I draw the line at that. I ain't riding with it no more. I don't want to see the documentary. I'm sure people will tell me about the documentary. And as far as the footage being leaked, I'm sure the footage was leaked because there's always moles. That was took down, MLK, Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? Farrakhan has to watch his back right now because there's always our people that are jealous for one thing. They want that position that you in, and they'll get in there and record stuff on the DL on you. You have to watch what you say out here, Beehive. Leak stuff. Stuff is always being mysteriously leaked. Now they're being leaked from the other side. It's being leaked from niggas that look just like you and me, that's sitting around you every day, laughing in your face, recording that, and then go selling it over there at 50. You understand what I'm saying? That's how this footage got out. So I'm at the point, man, I'm just fed up with all of it. I don't care what 50 has to say about. I don't heard it already. How about this right here? How about we get 50? You give us an album. You understand what I'm saying? This same mess. When Meech got out of prison because he's taking pictures with Rick Ross. Now all of a sudden 50, he's gonna get ready and drop he's canceling the BMF show and he's gonna do a tell-all documentary. He's gonna get the woman Collins Tammy to come in and drop the bombshell on me. Just when does it stop? When does it stop? Let's make a documentary about some of the great black men that's out here doing stuff. 50, if you want to do a documentary, let's do a documentary on Beehive.
Whew.
Let's do that documentary. Let's do the documentary on, you know what I'm saying, saving the culture.
Yeah.
Pushing it forward. You know, put some black men up on a pedestal that's out here doing something, giving them an example for our young black folks to look up to. You get all this money and this power, and you're a fool if you use it to tear down the community. And that's just what I have to say about it. I know there'll be some gonna be mad with me about it, but that's my stance on it, big guy.
Well, no, I feel where you're coming from with that, Wick, and what you just said just kind of triggered me because this has been going on through my mind for a minute, and it was like, even with the music, you know, we seeing AI starting to try to creep in here and take over. I got angry because the first AI song was coming out talking about I don't know how to love nobody because my daddy wasn't nowhere around. And I'm like, you know what, we need to stop the messages that we're putting out here and correct that because we need to make some stuff that's inspirational and aspirational. Give us something that we can aspire to be like. Give us something that can inspire us to do something more that, you know, we was doing before we watched the doggone documentary. You know, these shows and stuff, they impact us in ways that folks don't even realize. I mean, if you were to see a comeback story or an underdog story or just a story of somebody that got it out the mud, became millionaires, and folks that were really moving the culture forward, that kind of changes the culture in the real time that we living in right now. And why do we not see people putting up money to do those kinds of things about black folks? You know, so that's kind of crazy right now. I've been thinking about that. And then as far as that footage, it's looking like, you know, Diddy was planning on doing his own documentary about his life and what was going on, and from his standpoint of, you know, the powers that be and the problems that he was facing during that time. And the shooter, they done ran off on a plug. You know, so that was kind of crazy to me right there, for you to be sitting there with Diddy recording all of this stuff, and then you just hand it straight over to 50 and say, here you go, edit it how you want to edit it and put it out how you want to put it out. So, you know, that doesn't sit right with me, but then I'm thinking of what's really going on here. You know, that's one of those situations to me. What's really going on? Is it deeper than it looks? I mean, is everybody in on it? I will be watching the documentary because I want to see exactly how Diddy will be portrayed by his own people moving forward, and what kind of, you know, jacket they're about to put on him. I want to see exactly how bad we gonna get with this. Is this gonna be a cut and dry and true story, or is this gonna be propaganda leading to one way or another way, you know? So that's why I'm at with it right there. I will probably be checking it out to see exactly what the hell is going on. But I mean, for the people out there that's going through this stuff, watching it, it's like, my God, give us something to, you know, help us out. Right now, we in one of the most trying times in history, okay? We got AI coming out of nowhere. We got the housing market going down. We got the job market, you know, crumbling as we speak. Then you got no more DEI and everything else that's going on. So we need solutions and answers right now more than just some more bullshit. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm at with it right now. Just for other content creators, we need to come together and figure out how to move the culture forward with this content that we're putting out, and quit piling on more BS and adding to the confusion and to the problems.
Well, it's like I said, it's the this generation of everybody wants the tea. You know, and like I said, that tea stuff to me is just a feminine trait. You know, women want to sit around and gossip and talk about this and talk about that, and who was busting who out, and who was doing this and who was doing that. And now you've got men that have got sucked into that. You know, men, you know, back in the day when all the women got together at the house and they sat on the porch and did the tea, you know, that was a time that we said, you know what, I can go to the bar and have some drinks and shoot some pool or something now. Or I can go watch the game. You know what I'm saying? But now the men are in there with the women with the tea.
Spilling the tea.
Spilling the tea. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's up to us too to lead. Another thing too, big guy, you know, once you're dropping these type of, you know, these black on black crimes, these black on black documentaries, for you know, mature minds like you and I, you can look at that documentary, and because you're looking from a lens of something that you're looking for. Like you just said, I'm looking at this documentary to see how he's being portrayed. You're gonna take certain things out of it and say, you know what, no, that's a foul. You know what, you know, hey, you know, this is a learning experience. Hey, boys and girls, don't do this. You understand what I'm saying? But for the young minds, for kids that are 15, 16, 17, 18 years old,
Come on.
all they're gonna pull out this is the BS.
Yeah.
They're not gonna look at it from how you're looking at it. They're gonna look at it, well, you know what I'm saying? Puffy made millions, and you know what I'm saying, he was throwing parties, and you know, he was just, you know, maybe that's the blueprint I need to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Thugger was, you know, he made millions, and he ran a whole YSL, and they was out here, they were getting it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I need to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So and so was that's what the young mind thinks. The young mind is gonna pull out the bull and attach it to the success and say, this is the blueprint for me getting rich.
Yeah.
So looking at 50, who is one of the biggest rappers to ever live and the most successful rappers, hey, most of the stuff that he did, every time I looked up, he going at Mitch, he's going at this person, he going at Rick Ross, he going at this person right here. And he got money to show for it. So you know what? That's the blueprint for what I need to do. So you know what? I need to go at Behind Wick. You know, if I'm jumping in the podcast game, I need to do what 50 doing. I need to go at Wick. I need to go at Behind. And now that brings the culture down more. If not just y'all, I'm using us as an example, but people that's in our lane that's trying to push it forward, now you're setting out the precedent. This is what needs to be done for you to be successful. You need to shoot down another black person to become successful. And that's the message that I think a lot of people are going to take from this.
And I feel you. And in the same breath, man, I mean, you think about movies like The Pursuit of Happiness. I mean, that was extremely successful with Will Smith, but it was a story of a black man that was homeless trying to raise his son, and he winded up, you know, becoming a millionaire, you know, trader out here in these streets. Then you got an old school football movie like Rudy. I mean, Rudy never got a chance to play, but by the time he got out there on that field, he was raising Cain out there, okay? But when you watch these movies, they give you inspiration. They give you something to aspire to be like, man. And I think we got to do more of that moving forward. And we got to actually show people that kind of success behind that kind of content to try to, you know, switch the paradigm back to something positive out here.
That's right.
People, hit them comments, man. Let us know how you feel about this. Will you be watching the Diddy documentary by 50? If so, let us know why. If not, let us know why. And what do you think can be done to make the content better out here, man? And do you also believe that there's an audience for positive content or uplifting content or inspirational content? Is there an audience for that? Because the easiest way to get the money is through the mess. So I'm gonna sit there right there for you. Beehive Radio, shout it. Big Galaxy. Holler at y'all in a minute, man. We go.